Thank you, Richard. I've been waiting for this because on Saturday night, a bunch of us went out, including Gene, went out to the Night Tavern. We do it every year for the last 8 years because that's when Al Callender and the people at Night got together and decided to start raising money for muscular dystrophy. And let me tell all of the people, we have Stephanie Luby over there. Next to her is Gina Callender. And then Al Callender as well. On my right is Tony Armstrong. Then we have Dot Douglas. We've been joking with Dot about that. And Sylvia Pollock. Hi. Okay, Al, we were out there and you told us last year you raised $21,000. This year you wanted to make $26,000. And I told you no, you'd make 30. And when we went off the air with our remotes from you, you had 28,000. So tell us about some of the things that happened and where we are.
Well,
don't tell us the final total yet. I want to talk to Tony for a minute.
Okay. Right after you left, we raised a lot more money, you know, and
I know.
We had a lot of entertainers come in on Sunday, and we had a lot of people come in on Sunday. And as a matter of fact, we had a full house on Sunday. We raised quite a bit of money, and I'll tell you the figure when you finish talking to Tony.
Okay, because there are still some things to come in, right, Tony?
That's right. We're having a bingo at the Centennial Bingo Hall, and that'll be finished today at 5 o'clock. So,
how about the Bateman prints?
There were 3 Bateman prints auctioned off last night, and one of them went for $1,350.
Isn't that marvelous? I believe last year was $900 for a Bateman. Okay, so get in on that Centennial Bingo. Keep it going. And now, Tony, Al, I'm ready. What do you have for us this year?
Well, Mike, you're almost right. Oh. Okay. As a matter of fact, you're pretty close.
Pretty close?
Yeah. What we have right now is $29,200.
$29,200 and more to come. What did I say?
But we have some more coming in, so you're going to be right.
See, I told you, and they wanted 26. The Night Tavern for the 8th year in a row, almost $30,000. Thank you, and thanks Steve and all the rest of the guys that are sitting in the front row. And now let's go to Loretta.
I have some people here representing Muscular Dystrophy of Cambridge. I have Danny Steves, who is a member of the Success Without College band, and beside him is Bill Hancock, and he's also a member of the same band, and Ross Fraser, who is a firefighter with the Cambridge Fire Department. Now, Danny, I'd like you to tell me how you raised this money. You had an annual spring bash, too. Tell me all about it.
Yes, this year, for the 2nd year in a row, we held a rock and roll dance party down in Cambridge at the Duncan McIntosh Arena. And I'd like to thank all the sponsors and volunteers and the Cambridge firefighters for supporting us on that night. And I'm very pleased to present you with a check for $6,000.
Whoa, $6,000. Thank you, thank you. And Ross, I understand that you also ran another promotion. Tell me about that.
Cambridge firefighters were on hand at Lulu's Roadhouse near Kitchener, and they had a balloonathon, I suppose. They sold tickets on balloons, and they were released, and the one that came back won a free weekend at the Minden, was it? The Hunter Creek Inn in Minden. And I'd like to present you with a check for $2,118.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, and now we're going to go to John Daw at Canada's Wonderland.
Thanks very much, Loretta. I'm here with Carrie Hudson, Miss Toronto, the current Miss Toronto. It's a bit breezy, a bit cool here at Wonderland, but the hearts are warm. The donations are coming in nicely, aren't they?
They sure
It is
are.
just terrific. Nickels, dimes, quarters, loonies. People are giving, and I'd like you to meet someone who's very giving, Liz Powers, who's the spokesperson for Canada's Wonderland.
Hi, John. We're so glad to have everybody from the Muscular Dystrophy Telethon here today, and we'd also like to make a little donation on behalf of the staff and management of Canada's Wonderland for $1,000 to the telethon.
$1,000 from Canada's Wonderland from the management and staff. That's terrific. Not only do they give us facilities to hold this fundraiser here today, but they give of their own, of themselves and of their hearts. Thank you so much, Liz Powers. It is just terrific here. Carrie Hudson's got a couple of people I'd like you to meet. Carrie?
I'd like to give a warm welcome to Jack and Valerie Cribben and their daughter Kathy. They have been actively participating today, raising money and taking money from the very warm individuals around.
Thanks, Carrie. We've always been involved financially, but this year we have a special interest in that this year our grandson, 14 months, has been diagnosed as having spinal muscular atrophy. And we're doing this for Brendan as much as anybody. Thanks.
Well, I can certainly understand that. What age group do you feel has been best represented in giving donations this afternoon?
We found young people are most generous, giving all their change and whatever dollars they have, more so than the older people, which is a challenge to them too.
Well, doesn't that just go to show that the young people of today are just changing and becoming so much more warm-hearted and giving? It's just terrific, isn't it?
Isn't that wonderful? The very fact, Liz, that so many young people are giving today, it tells you something.
It does. The guests here at Canada's Wonderland are tremendous, and it's because of them that we raised, I think it was over $2,000 last year at the pledge site.
2,100 last year. We're going to beat that this year, but please keep those phones ringing. All the people out here are giving. You can do so too. Let's now go back to the Toronto Airport Hilton.
All right, this is what's going on outside Telethon. I want all the volunteers out there to wave. See that? Nobody can hear anything because they're busy on the phone. That's what we want you to do too. The residents of the Hyde Park Villa in Toronto, along with the staff and management, have just brought in a donation of $293,000. Will you hold this for me, Mr. Pickle? Thank you very much. He's been here all night working very, very hard. Thank you, Kelly. Hang on to this. My son, Kelly, working very, very hard on the telethon, doing a wonderful job. What we want you to do now, though, is come on down and be a part of this. This is where the big end happens and where everybody starts to applaud. Where everybody starts to applaud. Where everybody starts to applaud. Because we're raising a lot of money, and you can be a part of it. If you can't get down here to the Airport Hilton, you can be a part of it. We want all of the Harley owners, the Harley Owners Group, to come down and bring your motorcycles into Loretta's room. She's got the room opened up, so come on down here and bring your bikes and also pledge as much money as you can. Also, all my CHFI trivia listeners, give us a call. And now, let's go back over there to the cheap seats.
Thanks, Jean. I just spoke to Don Fremlin at our phone center in Niagara Falls, and you know something? They're up $10,000 over last year. Isn't that fantastic? So far, they have raised $61,000. You know, 10,000 people can't be wrong. That's how many people have joined the army of volunteers across Canada to help MDAC. You know, you can see them throughout the year doing things like car washes or answering phones at telethons. They help because these people sincerely care deep in their hearts. And if you want to help out too, all you have to do on Tuesday is call your local MDAC office to say that you want to help out too. Or if you can't wait and you want to help out now, call the numbers on the bottom of your screen, phone in a pledge. We need to hear from you. Either way, please help Jerry's kids. Now we go over to Mike.
Thank you, Loretta. A pleasure for me again to be talking to the Susan Shoes Industries Limited. That's our corporate sponsors for 6 years now. And here's the Senior Vice President, Mr. Walter Settlebauer. Good to have you with us, Walter. How you been?
Very good, Mike. Very good.
Tell us a little about the activities at Susan Shoes and what the Cougar's been doing for us.
Well, Cougar this year, Mike, was very, very busy. We started organizing the 6th Cougar Classic Golf Tournament way back in January, and the progress was very nice.
You hold that at where, Horseshoe Valley Resort?
Yeah, Horseshoe Valley Resort is very cooperative with us and give us all the facilities available to us. And our golf tournament this year, there was 200 golfers and 250 sitting for the dinner.
That was marvelous. And that was on July 8th, was it?
July the 8th, and was also 48th anniversary of my company.
Well, congratulations on that. And after all that and raising the money, what check does Cougar have for us this year?
This year, Cougar went out all the way, and they raised $70,000 for the Jerry's kids and the Muscular Dystrophy.
Did you see that? $70,000 from Susan Shoes Limited. The Cougar did a great job. Thank you very much. Tell all your people you're doing a marvelous job and continue, will you?
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, Gene Taylor.
Every time tonight you've heard, let's go back to the Airport Hilton International. And the folks from the Airport Hilton International have made us feel very, very much at home. I have with me
Didier Kwande, the food and beverage manager from the Airport Hilton. And it was a great pleasure for every one of us to host the 1988 Muscular Dystrophy campaign. And by organizing different activities throughout the hotel and with the participation of every staff member, we have raised $1,000.
And that's from the folks who work here. And this gentleman from Misty's is
John Kazuji.
And John, you had a great party last night from Key 590, right?
Yes, we did, and we have auctions on Wednesday night, our 50s and 60s, and we raise $500. And on Kentry and Western Night in Misty's, we have raised another $500.
So we're talking a lot of money from the Airport Hilton people who have also helped us out personally. Let's go back over there to Loretta.
Now it's time to talk to the people from Base Electronics. I have Mario Cacamo, who is the operations manager for Base Electronics. Next to him is Christine Bolton, who's a sales and marketing coordinator, and Peter Eckersley, who's a sales rep for Base Electronics. Now, you raised a lot of money. Tell us how you did it.
We had a car audio national competition and sold T-shirts, hot dogs, hamburgers. We had an old car we demolished. We charged tickets for demolishing the car and a dead radio toss.
Sounds like you guys have a heck of an imagination. That's fantastic. And I want to find out if all that worked. You have something to give me, don't you, Christine?
Yes, I do. I have a check for $1,500. And I'd also like to challenge all other electronic retailers to match this.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these people. They really worked hard. Please call in your pledge now. We need to hear that you're behind us all the way. Call now. Now we go over to Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the ballroom, the Mississauga ballroom, we have the entire Mississauga firefighters department. Where did they all come from? They got families, kids. Sparky is back here. Hi, Sparky.
How you doing there, big guy?
I'm doing well. You been out collecting for us?
Yeah, what was that?
Listen to me. Have you been out collecting for us?
Well, I sure have.
Oh, good. You got a lot of money in there. Keep it up, Sparky. Let's talk to the people. Doug McEwen standing beside me. Ross Kelly. Where's Ross? At the end there. Sean Gaffney and the Larry McPhail. Hi, all of you. You've been doing a marvelous job. Talk about the fundraising events that you've held for muscular dystrophy, Doug.
Okay, I guess our major fundraising event, Mike, was our Christmas Magic Show. And I have a check here that I'm going to present in a moment. And that's probably where the most of our money came from.
Okay, and this year you're holding it when?
It'll be the second week of December. That's when we have it.
About 9th, 10th, and 11th? Okay, so just people in Mississauga can note that down. And a percentage of the proceeds that you raise year-round for charitable work goes to muscular dystrophy. Is Larry or anyone else going to say something here? Larry?
Not much I can say other than on behalf of the fire service in Mississauga and all of our family here, we'd like to thank them for their support of our business for the city of Mississauga, and our thanks to MD.
Well, thank you very much. Just make a note, next time we got to powder Ross's head, we're getting a lot of glare. Now, Doug, Doug, what do you got?
Okay, on behalf of the Mississauga Firefighters Association, Local 1212, and in memory of two of our brothers who just recently passed away, Captain Greg Alchuk and Captain Laurie Cross, I'd like to take this opportunity to present to the Muscular Dystrophy Association of Canada our 1988 pledge of $20,450.
That's marvelous. Thank you. Thank you very much to all the firefighters and the people of Mississauga and the firefighters' families as well. Thank you. Hey, where are we going now? Gene and Loretta.
Remember, we are still taking Visa and MasterCard. That is one of the quickest ways for the Muscular Dystrophy Association to get to work and for your dollars to begin. Yes.
We're ready for a total.
We have a new total, and the total is, can we get a Tiffany? $1,550,297. $1,550,297. We still got some more time.
We have an hour, well, not an hour, 45 minutes to go, so they've got to keep the phones going.
I predict 74 million.
Okay, let's see. In about 30 minutes.
Think about